Welcome to the Vegas Insider channel here on YouTube for week 7 of the NFL. Thursday night football is back this week. There's a football game going on. I don't know if Thursday football is back necessarily, but it's an NFC East showdown between the New York Giants and the Philadelphia Eagles, two teams that were once proud, and now they are not as good as they used to be, but yet they still have a shot at the division title because the Cowboys were blown out by Arizona. So it is a complete free-for-all in the NFC East, and we'll see who wins this game. Kevin Rogers and Holden Kushner with you. And Holden, I will say this, at least it's going to be a competitive game. It may not be pretty, but it'll be competitive.
Well, I'm looking forward to this game. The Giants have not beaten the Eagles since 2016. The Giants have not won at the link since 2013. But let's start with the Eagles side. I mean, this is pretty much a complete debacle. 6 of the 7 top offensive linemen for the Eagles coming into this year injured. Miles Sanders, he's not playing. Zach Ertz, he's not playing. So they're down to their 3rd and 4th string tight end. Hold on, I had to write this down. Jason Kroom, who scored a TD on Sunday from the practice squad. Richard Rodgers. I mean, these are the targets. I'll feel better about this if Deshaun Jackson or Alshon Jeffrey come back, but these injuries are just they're completely decimated. And Wentz has 11 turnovers. He's been sacked 25 times. The Giants defense has not been bad. They've scored the last 2 weeks. I mean, it's tough. It really is. At least we saw Jason Garrett have three of those zone reads for Daniel Jones. He's starting to figure out how to use them. But, K-Raj, I can't trust the Eagles to win this by more than a field goal, can I? I mean, the line's now 4. Giants.
Well, first of all, the Giants are 3-0 against the spread on the road this season. So you got to give them that. And granted, in some of those games against the Rams, they were huge dogs, and they hung in that one. Against the Cowboys, they were huge dogs, and Dak ended up getting hurt in that game. So the Giants actually play better away from MetLife Stadium, even though they just picked up their first win of the season against Washington this past week. So they're feeling good about themselves. The side for me is too difficult just because, I mean, like you said, I don't know how you lay more than a field goal with the Eagles with all the injuries they have, but the Giants still playing without Saquon Barkley. Your top running back is Daniel Jones right now. So that's what the Giants are dealing with. And I look at the total here more than the side, Holden, that Daniel Jones in 10 starts with the Giants on the road, 6-4 to the over. I know 2 of those unders came this season against the Bears and the Rams, but this almost feels like that Broncos-Jets game a few weeks ago on the Thursday night where everyone was looking at this as an under. These teams are terrible offensively. But I think this is one where maybe these teams bust out just a little bit. You don't need a 35-31 game to go over. Just get these teams in the high 20s, and I think this one can go over the total.
That's an interesting thought right there. And the other thing you've got to take into account, what you're going to need is some big-time turnovers, right? And like I said, Wentz has thrown 11 picks. He's getting sacked a lot. The Giants defense has scored each of the last 2 weeks. Daniel Jones, we know, can turn it over too. So I think that's what you're relying on. Kind of like that Packers-Tampa Bay game. Packers got off to the hot start and then bang, a pick 6 and another interception. I think that's the way you go over, and there's absolutely a path to that, K-Raj.
Well, and also, too, when you could say there are some misleading final scores, Holden, that this past week against Baltimore, the Eagles scored 22 points in the 4th. They scored 28 total. So they got the backdoor cover against the Ravens, even though the offense did nothing for 3 quarters. But they've allowed 30 to Baltimore, 38 to Pittsburgh. I know those teams are on the same wavelength as the Giants. 20 to San Francisco with a backup quarterback, 23 to Burrow and the Bengals, a rookie, 37 to the Rams, and 27 to Washington. So some of those not even great quarterbacks you're facing. I'm not talking about the last 2 weeks, but earlier in the season. So this is a team that can give up points. And if the Eagles can somewhat get to 20-something, I think that maybe you can hit the over in this game.
Okay, again, neither side – the side actually, and I'm usually a total's better. I mean, the side in this one to me is just the Eagles are with Boston Scott in the backfield and Corey Clement. They can't run the ball. The quarterback turns the ball over. Their defense has got some issues. The Giants, hold on, Daniel Jones' longest touchdown drive in the last 4 games. He's got 3 touchdown drives, was 27 yards. Only one drive was more than 27 yards. So you could see, again, the under very easily. But you could counter that, and I like that you did that, K-Raj, because you could also see some big, horrible turnovers in their own zone. So that is a toss-up. I just think that both teams, especially the Eagles, are so banged up. These are not the Eagles coming into the season. The Giants are still learning. I mean, they've got a new offensive coordinator, new head coach. So, again, I can see both sides of the coin. I don't feel that good about the total. I'm holding my nose with the side, too, but we can see ways that the Giants can win this thing straight up, right, on the money line. So, again, I just don't think the Eagles have enough to cover this thing for more than a field goal, and that's what they're doing right now on the sheet.
So the Eagles 2-6 against the spread, their last 8 as a favorite, and that includes the 0-3 mark this season. So I'm going to take the over in this game on Thursday night. Holden, you're going to go with the Giants?
Yes.
Okay, well.
+4, not a money line, +4.
Yeah, don't take the money line on that one. Just take the points. Hope it's decided by a field goal. Maybe go to overtime, but
don't go to overtime.
We don't need to extend this game any further than it has to be. The good news is someone's going to win, and the bad news is if the Eagles tie, they'll have 2 ties on the season, and we just cancel them. We don't need that anymore.
Yeah, but I win if that happens.
That is true. I win. It's just funnier in the standings when your record's like 1-3-2.
Mm-hmm. That's fine.
It's just kind of ridiculous. But anyway, to recap our picks for the Eagles and the Giants Thursday night in Philadelphia, I am taking the over on the total, and Holden's going to take the points with the Giants. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel here at Vegas Insider. You can also find our contest picks coming up later in the week for Week 7. Holden and I will be back with those, our 5 selections for the weekend. For Holden Kushner, I'm Kevin Rogers. Thanks for watching, and best of luck with your bets.